Everyone, welcome to this week's Daily Skills Clinic. And this week we're looking at General Task 1. And this month, in fact, we've been looking at informal letters. So this week, concentrating on informal vocab. So just before we jump into this week's session, there are some things that I'd like to remind you of. First, it's really, really important that you follow the course and the strategies on the course first. When you want some extra practice, come and watch some of these Daily Skills Clinics. Remember, of course, to choose the topic that is most relevant to you. Now, this session will be open for 1 week, and you have 1 week to comment on it. After that, so next Wednesday, I will come back and make a global feedback video. At that time, I will lock the comments, so you will no longer be able to add your comments. So I will read your comments over the next week, and then I'll post a global feedback video. Remember that there is no individual feedback. That, of course, is what the essay correction service is for. Now, with that global feedback video, I'll post it just below this video here, and I will make a new post in the Facebook group just to let everybody know when it's ready to watch. Now, as I said, you have 1 week to comment on this session, but even if you don't have a chance to comment, it's still a very worthwhile idea to come and watch some of these global feedback videos. And then when you're watching them, think about how you can use that advice and that feedback to improve your own writing. All right, cool. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into this week's task. So this week I've chosen a new informal question prompt. And what I would like you to do is look at the question below and then write just one paragraph answering that first bullet point. Now, when you're writing that task 1 letter, it's important that each paragraph is well developed and, of course, relevant to the bullet point. So only write about 50 words. Okay, so the full letter is 150. So just write about 50 words for this one paragraph and try to include some informal vocab. At the same time, try really hard not to include formal vocab. The tone of this letter can make a very, very big difference to your score. Quite often I'll see band 8 letters. They deserve a band 8 for task response, but because one word or one phrase is ruining the tone of the letter, changing the tone, then it gets a band 6. So if the tone is not quite right, the maximum you can get for task response is a band 6. Even if all of your paragraphs are well developed, relevant, etc., you cannot get a 7 in task response without a clear tone or appropriate tone. So this question here says, you have a friend who has always liked your car. You have a friend who has always liked the car you currently drive. Now you have decided to sell the car. You think your friend might be interested in buying it. Write a letter to this friend, and in your letter, say why you want to sell the car. So there's no need this week to write a purpose statement. We did that last week. Everyone did very well. This week, I'd like you to write just that one paragraph. Remember to keep everything you write related to that bullet point. And as I said earlier, these daily skills clinics are some way for you to practice. Now, when you're writing an essay, task 2, task 1, when you're doing it at home, you should really be taking your time, going slowly, checking it, planning it, etc. With the daily skills clinics, of course, that is a good idea. But at the same time, if you're not quite sure about the vocab, is it formal, is it informal, is it neutral? If you're not sure, put it into your paragraph. And if it's something that's done really well, I'll include it in the feedback. And if it's something that's not quite right, I'll also include that in the feedback. So again, this is the place to practice your informal vocab. So that's it from me. I really look forward to reading all of your comments over the next week. Okay, thanks everybody.